intro, and then it's pretty much open for y'all to ask questions. I don't make it, I mean, I like to be pretty open format. Intro, and then it's pretty much open. Okay, we are live, and today's training is going to be on Andromeda's AI. They've made a massive upgrade to how Andromeda serves ads. So I'm going to cover what it means, what Andromeda is, the difference between that and the conversions API setup that we had before, and talk about why you shouldn't be running ads at all without the proper setup now. I'm going to show how to set this conversions API up properly in HighLevel. I've got a few video trainings I did a year ago where I showed this flow. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to talk about why it's more important. It's actually more effective than it was when I made the workflow, and I'm going to talk about doing Zapier if you need to increase the data you're sending back even more. There's only certain actions you can do in HighLevel. Zapier gives you a little more granularity and a few more options to send back data to Meta. So depending on how much you're spending or the types of actions you have to send back, you might want to also do Zapier. We've got templates for all these things that any of our affiliates or clients can have. If you're done for your client, just let me know you want to set it up. You can send me a text. And if you want to find out more, you can just go to the link in my bio and click the link there. So first, I think I'll just pull up the article so you guys see what I'm talking about. This was posted at the end of last year, and there's been a lot more hype about it lately. But basically, Meta's not, when most people set up Meta ads, depending on who your ads guy is, he might just set it up with a lead form, and the only thing that Meta knows is somebody submitted a lead form. Of course, they can also see who's giving it thumbs up, who's commenting. All these things also are feeding back into the AI, same as when they scroll through, right? So we have a call out in the beginning of the ad and say, if you're making over 10K a month and you want to XYZ, then keep watching. That trains the algorithm based on how quickly they're scrolling by to know who your audience is. So they're getting all this data on the front end. But guys, when somebody is really interested, which is who you really want to know about, they're having a lot more activity on the back end than they are on the front end. They're going to be visiting different pages on your website. They're going to be messaging your company. They're going to be watching videos. And guess what? All these things you can send back. And now when you send them back, it's not just a normal webhook or signal that's getting sent. It's actually an encrypted JSON packet. So you need a special kind of integration to do it. And the more data you feed in, the more AI now actually understands the data in a different way and is going to serve your client, the right person you're at. One of the most important concepts with meta ads is that I'm going to drop this link in the chat here for everybody. The most important thing about to know about meta ads is that you pay when somebody looks at your ad. It's called an impression. So you don't want to just show it to everybody and then have a long questionnaire that filters out the people you really want. Then you're paying a lot and you're not even getting many leads because most people aren't filling out the form. And half the people that looked at it and filled out part of the form, they might have converted later. So my philosophy is focus on the front end and only show your ad to the right people and ask almost nothing on the back end. Get the lead in your system. And then when you're booking them later, that's when you're going to really qualify them before the meeting because you want the biggest pool of data you can. And if you have a big enough pool of data, 4% of that pool of data is going to become ready to buy every week if it's big enough. And so having a good nurture does a better job at that. So my nurture is going to have on the one-on-one booking link, that's when it's going to really qualify you. But I'm still nurturing everybody. So I'm going to talk a little bit. I talked about the call out. That call out allows the AI to do a better job at knowing who to show your ads to. And then you used to use interest. You'd have interests um, or other demographic filters that you can use to target your leads or a lookalike audience. Meta is pretty much saying, and everybody who used it for the past, I'd say, couple of years has been saying that doing broad targeting with Advantage Plus works better than using interests. And from my experience, I found that in most cases, yeah, that was true. And occasionally it would be that plus just one interest, like small business ownership. Um, so most of the time you're going to go broad. You always want to be doing Advantage Plus, which is what lets the AI work. but now it's upgraded to a whole nother level. So you still want to be going broad, but now it's just even more important to send all the data back. So now I'm going to cover how you do that and show you our workflows. And we've got one in Zapier, it pretty much functions the same way. Both Zapier and HighLevel have a conversions API action. And what that's doing is it's prepping the data. It has to like hash it, put it together in a different way, encrypt it, and send it in a packet. So you pretty much need to be using either Zapier or HighLevel's conversions API workflow action. And here's our workflow we built. It's all in one place. And you can pretty much add every single thing that's happening. So like bookings, funnel page visits, video views based on how much they're viewing. If they view more than 10%, document signing. Like I have a different dollar value assigned to a document sign than I do for a payment without a document sign. Trigger link clicks, message, like even when they send us a message, all that stuff is going to trigger an action, but there are some limits, and this is what they are. So Facebook can in the high level action only has these options. It's still quite a lot. So contact, right? It has something for when somebody sends you a message, customized product, all these different things. You want to literally give it everything you can. Video view content, that's video view, start trial. It's got a lot of stuff. Now, the one in, let me show you how it's set up. It's pretty easy. I'm going to give you guys the video where I actually walk through the full setup. Um, it should be on here somewhere. It's right here. Nope, that's not it. Here. So I'm going to drop this video in the chat. Anybody who's watching live, you can just go to the YouTube. I need 2 more subscribers to hit me up to 1,000. So I'd love it if somebody could do that that's watching. And I just dropped the link to this video in the chat if you guys want to see the full setup. But I'm going to give us a little bit of a deeper dive into how this works. Pretty easy. Set up your event, and then you set up this action. You can get all this data from inside your ads manager, and I show you how to do it and where it is in that video. But you grab each of these things, access token, data set, you choose the event, the value, you're going to want to customize that to roughly like what that action is worth to you. So like a lead, I'm going to say it takes me 20 leads to get a deal. So I'm going to divide how much I make on a deal or how much my average deal is by 20, and I'm going to put that number right there. If it's a purchase, I'm going to make it the whole value. Um, and then sometimes from you just knowing your system, you'll know, okay, well, a contract signing, that's worth more like 10K because we don't have a contractor. Maybe it's not this contract unless it's a big project. And maybe I use a different, on a different contract signature, I make it lower because I know that's a lower value contract. So you can customize this so Meta's getting all that information, and now you've got a brain, Andromeda actually deciding who the right types of clients are. And if you guys just think about it, we're feeding it all the data on people that aren't interested. But most of you guys aren't sending anything back when they're bouncing around on your site, and that is the person that we want Meta to get the most data about. So it's pretty straightforward why it's effective, and now it's just more important than ever. I've given you guys all the resources you need to go set this up on your own. It's pretty straightforward. If you just open up Zapier and pick Facebook Conversions API, you're going to see the same thing just with a few more actions. And that can help you take it a little further if you want. That's the best one besides Meta to use, or besides HighLevel, in terms of the number of actions you're going to get. And if you want my team to help you do it, you can just go right up to the link in the bio, put your info in that survey, and hop on one of these calls or book a one-on-one. You'll get a text from me. So now I'm going to open it back up. Anybody that's got questions.
And you said that you're done for you clients. You already have this done?
Yes, if their ads are fully set up.
Mhm.
Real quick, what's the difference between the Go High Level triggers and then the extra stuff you get from Zapier? Why was that important to have Zapier versus the regular? What's the difference?
The difference is you'll have more options right here, right? So you're limited to just these in HighLevel, and you have more when you're in Zapier. So I would start by getting all these in, and then you can just have a branch, or you can just have a few Zapier flows that add the other ones if you want them. And we've looked at Make. We've looked at some of the other options, and Zapier has the most options that you can add on. So between the two, you should be able to get the job done. Um, if I have any more questions on this, I want to answer you guys, and then I've got a client who I need to speak with too, who just hopped in here, and he's still here. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm happy to go for another, 10 minutes or so answering any questions here.
Yeah, I got a question.
Sure.
So I'm a little confused because earlier you said you stopped running ads, but then this setup here is for running ads.
Hmm.
So help me understand where the cutoff is or
Yeah,
whether you're running ad.
I set this up before I stopped running ads.
Okay.
Yeah. For the client who we're setting up in Zapier, I have a lot of clients who run ads, so we still run ads for clients. And then I run a little bit of Google ads, but that's not the same. This is Andromeda for Meta, so I don't have the same thing going on for Google. Make sense?
But that's because you built up a big database
Yeah.
of prospects.
Yep. It's slowed down a little bit, but I'm usually booked up 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. organically from inbound traffic from the high-level certification portal.
Mhm.
So I definitely don't need to run ads. Why would I pay 2,000 for a deal when I can pay zero? Once I get, I don't know if I'll ever get a sales team. I imagine I'll just run it like this and improve my efficiency and be able to manage more clients at once. And once they get all set up, then they don't require as much meeting. So I'm fine bottlenecking it if it means that my clients get a true expert to help them. Bob said it well. If your account manager knew how to run marketing for a business, he would not be an account manager. He would run his own agency. So I'm going to try to deliver that level of service and just automate it as much as I can so that my templates are the ones that are getting updated when you guys fill out the form and select the exact type of nurture you want. So I'm just going to pour myself into automating the way I do things as opposed to hiring other account managers to allow me to handle more. Anybody got any other questions or Jose, can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I thought that on our last meeting we had figured out that like what we needed to set up first, that you had your SOP to approve, but I keep checking with the team and they keep telling me that you're looking for more feedback from me as to like which direction to take first. And so they had like been holding on setting up everything from the SOP. Can you help me clear this up so we can get you rolling? And if you have questions
No,
about which direction, happy to help.
no, I just need to send the team the videos that
Okay.
they need to do. I remember that one time that I started setting up like calendars, just trying to figure out. I guess that I don't know, some calendars like stayed on and now they book like weekly.
Hmm.
And then like the hours was wrong. So I was getting like, hey, join at this time, but actually that it was incorrect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's up me. I just need to send the team so I can do it actually right now that I have the time.
We set up all your We can set up all that stuff for you, calendars and everything. I think that happens after you approve the SOP. So
Okay.
we had a document that I'd given you that had like all of your messaging for different services. It had your hours, stuff like that we used to set up the calendars. Do you still have that document? And if it's right, we should go ahead and install it in your main JR Consulting sub account.
Okay. No, I don't recall that document.
Let me find it for you.
Okay.
And so, guys, the way I work with my current clients, you've got a few different layers in high level, and I feel like it's a cool time to touch on it. You've got everything that you've got from Discord for client management and internal communication. If you go into labs and turn everything on in your settings in the agency and sub account, you have an internal chat here where you can add as many staff members to every chat that you want. We're about to push all the way off of Discord. And then for current clients, you've got your communities. You also have to turn Go Collab on in labs. This is our like main navigational panel for our clients and affiliates. We've got our free community with all the free courses, resources, snapshots, and then we have our done for you client space where everybody has a channel. And so if you submit a ticket to us, the team, or we have a deliverable ready, team drops it here. And and then you can see like all the comments on replying on that specific issue. This is the best way to like organize issues or projects. And so I'm gonna find,
JR's right there,
yeah,
about 10 down.
there it is. And let me search in my Discord then, because I know I sent it to you, but I'm gonna put it here so you can get it if you lose it again.
Thank you.
No problem. Here it is.
Okay.
Okay. So this is it. I want you to read through this and make sure it's all
Yes.
exactly right. And then once this is right, we can get your voice AI, text AI, appointment reminders, nurture flows, calendars, A2P, everything ready to roll.
Okay.
So just drop that in the chat for you, and I'm going to post it in your community page. We call our copy documents SOPs. So we've got SOPs for websites, for ads, and you can use AI to rewrite it if you have a small tweak.
Mhm.
Yours, yours looked good when I went through it.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, that is for an exterior company, not for an agency. All right.
So Rob, this is what we were talking about with talking about the back end as
Yeah.
far as all the stuff that goes through there as far as your nurture, your emails, your text message, everything else.
Yeah. So this is now we've got our onboarding form where you have check boxes and it'll say for a high level set. Let me just check my calendar to make sure I'm not okay. I'm good until for another 20 minutes. So we have a checkbox for all those different categories I mentioned, but then and when it comes to nurtures, we're breaking it down another level where you have opt-in meta nurture because my style of that is very different from a standard website opt-in. Like we're going to hit Facebook, we're going to hit a lot more channels on meta nurture. Website opt-in, reactivation, um, cold outreach, and then I think that's it. So we're going to break that down so we know, and then I can have all of my templates set up. So the AI will just go and see exactly what you need, go to my most similar template in that category. So we'll have a library of all of the like roofing companies reactivations we've done. And the AI will just search the documents, find the best one, and then put it together in this one document for you guys. And it'll streamline it. Even as it is right now, we just use the most similar copy document plus the onboarding form plus the client's website to spit out what I just gave Jose. And it can still be refined a little more to make it even faster. So we've got that. And then for my white label clients, we're launching our onboarding system today where you'll all have your own version of this, fully white labeled. But we have now 10 different separate forms. We've got 10 services, and they'll all be fully split. So like ads is now in Google Ads and Meta Ads. We're going to call this custom integration and automation. We have social planner, social posting, SEO. But the way it'll work is you fill out the white label form and it's actually connected to our affiliate system in HighLevel. When you fill it out, it gives you an affiliate link to this page. And whenever your clients fill it out through that form, we know which agency it's going inside of. When you fill this out, you'll also select who your account manager is for each of the services. So that way, when you get, we're going to basically share a link to our pipelines. So when you register here, you get your white label onboarding affiliate link, and you get a link to add into your agency where you'll go right. It'll be in your agency dashboard. It looks like I closed the app again. So right in here in this view, in your agency, your clients won't see it. You'll have a tab that'll open up our agency. It'll be like this. It'll open up our agency in the pipeline view, and you'll be able to see every client of yours that's been submitted and where they are in the pipeline. So what you're going to see is only your data, and you'll be able to track the whole process through as well. So these pipelines, Wrong one. So this is our Google Ads pipeline. Any phase where we're approving SOPs right here, when it gets there, it's going to start a 30-day nurture, sending an email and a text to your client and to whoever you said the account manager was with the account manager's calendar link to get them to book so you can deliver it. And this way, no matter how many projects we have going simultaneously, you know that as soon as something's ready, you're there to get with the client. And if something stalls out, notifications are hitting everybody.
Hmm.
So this is just going to make everything so much like I stress when I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to know in my head, like, if I'm booked with everybody I need to be booked with right now, and this will take that out of the equation. So
You got a couple of chats over here, Rob.
let me see what we got. Um, so yeah, I can talk a little bit about our kind of how we do this payout to affiliates. So like if you just want to be you can work with us as an affiliate, or you can work with us as a white label partner. So for small businesses, if it's three or less businesses we're servicing for you in general, it's a fixed price per service. But you can also break over into hourly if you're managing more than three businesses. To give you guys some idea, it takes us 4 hours to set up a high level sub account, like 5 hours to set up SEO, and then a few hours a month to manage a high level sub account. After it's set up, maybe like an hour or two. It's usually not much. Google Ads with Search Atlas, which is really powerful, it gets like a 30 to 40% click through rate on day one, compared to traditional agencies getting about 7% after 2 weeks. That it takes almost no time to set that up. Meta ads, since you still have to do creatives, it can't all be done by AI. It's more like 5 hours a month, with a little bit more the first month. So like all these things don't take much. The rates are going to range from $100 to $50 an hour, depending on your package. And once you're in that white label tier, it'll be all done in your agency. And if you sell at our small business pricing tiers, you'll make tons of margin. Um, and you can basically see my pricing. I've realized we need to move this to the top of the page, the pricing cards. So this is three or more businesses. This is small business. Really, this is the one to go to look at if you're looking at our hourly packages. And if you have to be white label and you've got less than three businesses, we do let people, you have to do a one-time 2K for 25 hours to get started. And then you can move over into the small business tier pricing for the next month, if you've got less than three businesses. There's just like a 2K requirement for us to start working in your agency. Um, the main thing about doing white label, it's way more profitable, but here is the only reason. Here's what I'm paying you to do. If you're white label, you and your company manages the accounts. You're going to communicate with your clients. You're the one who's going to be meeting with them when there's a deliverable ready. And if you want to work as an affiliate where I meet with your clients and I run the whole thing, then if it's like a big development project where it's like a big bulk of hours, you get 20% of the bank. If they're on a monthly recurring, like on the small business plan, usually you get 50% of the setup and 50% of the first month, one-time payment, um, because I have to stay competitive. And I'm already very, very inexpensive, and there's just not enough margin there if I cut off a percentage every month. So that's how we do it, fellas. Any other questions in the chat?
I got a question, Rob, with
Shoot.
the document you sent me.
Hmm.
This is for the team to set up basically my accounts and like emails and calendars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can skip this because I don't really need this part. I just need to build for my clients.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you don't want yours set up, then don't use the hours for it.
Yeah.
And you should be getting a new email with our new onboarding forms like t today or tomorrow. Um,
Okay.
and if you need something between now and then, still use the old ones.
Okay.
But we're ready to go
Yeah,
when you are. And
I was thinking of just doing everything today that I have the time.
good, good. That's good to
Just
hear.
just send you my clients and what I need built for them, basically.
Okay. That sounds good, man. I know you've got a
Okay.
lot of community clients that need big build outs. So I'm ready to start chewing on that with you.
Okay. I'll do that.
Cool,
Hey,
man.
Rob, the 10:15, when you started to set up this AI for your meeting today, is that something that I should be using for my?
I've um I picked my meeting times and like slowly optimized for when I felt like I got the most shows. But
Mhm.
truly, the optimal time to run your meeting is going to depend totally on your audience. So your audience being in probably a different age bracket from mine is going to mean that you need to study that and optimize it just for your people. If you wanted to have
Mhm.
a live meeting where it's a group call like I do. Now, Bob, if I was you, I'd have them running into that webinar, and then I'd be throwing live meetings just like I do at that ideal time a couple times a week on top of that. And maybe you step it up and do a different training on something to do with annuities or even retirement
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
twice a week. Now, that's going to be a powerful nurture that can let you hit some really
Mhm.
big numbers.
I'll need to. I'd like to have the prompt and stuff that you use for that. Then.
Yeah, that mine would work pretty well for you, and I can help
Yeah.
I can sit with you and customize it for you, my
Okay.
man.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yes. To me, just dude, how it feels to have come from managing a huge sales team. And honestly, I gave my partner 50% equity to run the sales team because I had to run the sales team in my solar business and I didn't want to do two of them plus all the tech for both.
Mhm.
What it's like not having a sales team and still, and I'm able to deliver better service to my clients. Their expectations are set better. It's just overall so much better to me running it this way and focusing on scaling through video and group calls rather than scaling through sales teams.
Yeah. And
And
we can talk about those two open calls each week and
yeah,
what the content might be.
cool. We'll get you a
Hey,
prompt to do it.
hey, Rob, I have a question.
Shoot, Jose.
I used to have this one developer that set up my Stripe. Basically, here's what I did. I charged my client a percentage of their sales, right?
Hmm.
But that percentage it's added to the actual customer.
Okay.
Um, so for example, if we set up a sales tax of 7%,
Hmm.
um, all that percentage I get, right? And it's set up on my client's Stripe or it pays my business automatically.
That's pretty cool.
Do, do you happen to have anybody that can deal or if you can ask because this guy's taking a lot to answer
Yeah.
me back and trying to
We're
like
familiar
build.
with we're familiar with working with that stuff.
Okay.
If you're still using Stripe, well, it needs to be set up in your client's Stripes, right?
Correct. I have it set up like that.
I think we have to look at it, but yeah, we've got hard coders and everything, so it
Okay.
shouldn't be a problem. Just submit a ticket and explain what needs to be done. Once we do it one time, then it's something that you'll be able to, whoever helps you when you have a new client, my project manager will know Jose has a new client needs to be set up with the same thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it was done through something it's called Stripe Marketplace and then connected accounts. But after
and
that,
yeah, make a Loom
okay.
video and talk about everything that you know about that. And then I imagine we would need to be getting the Stripe credentials from your clients as you onboard
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Yeah,
Just
we can add you as a developer on inside of Stripe.
okay, that'd
Okay.
be perfect.
All right. All right, I'll do that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, because it's a Stripe. It's all in your Stripe agency account, and your clients are going to be charging their clients. Well, I'm not really sure how this would work because normally they'd integrate their own Stripes into their own sub accounts. Are
Yeah,
they charging?
so here's how it works. The client has their Stripe, right? Which is my client. And they charge through that Stripe and everything. And basically what we did is there's we add a sales tax to their products,
Mhm.
right? And that sales tax we get. So that's like a fee, basically.
Right.
So we get that fee automatically. Stripe does the split.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
But
Uh,
it's an and that's how I take percentage of business because I don't like manually
asking for
yeah,
labor.
so how much
Yeah.
did you sold this month, so
Yeah.
send me the wire. No, like it's automatically you sell and I get my percentage.
Yeah. I wanted to look at, I wanted to show you guys this setting. There's a high level setting that's similar, and I just changed the wording on there to make it even better. I like people to use Zelle, no fees. And so if you go through any of my invoices, it'll show at the normal price, but then right when you click pay, it pops up one last screen that says the price after adding a 4% credit processing fee is this. I get better though, and I want to show you guys how you can do that. If you go to payments, settings, miscellaneous charges. Here's what I said: plus processing fee or Zelle, and I have my Zelle email. So
Nice.
so that way they can they'll send it when they're ready to send it. They always miss this in the agreement, and then sometimes they're like, "Oh, what was that fee? I didn't know what it was for," and I'll refund them. And so now it's like, no, you can use the Zelle or you can pay it.
Mhm.
Um, and so I would recommend you guys doing that same thing. I wish I could fit 4%. Let me see. Plus. Nope.
All right, so I'm gonna do that, Rob. I'm gonna hop off. Thank you for everything, man.
No problem. Good to see you guys. Anybody else have any other questions? Good to see you, Jose. All right, guys. I'm gonna eat some food in the next 10 minutes before my next meeting. It was great that you all came. And if anybody wants to book a one-on-one, I'm gonna drop that link in the chat. I think we've still got the two ads guys I was talking to. So if one of you guys is looking to either get some affiliate commission, get your high level affiliated with me so you can come to the group calls and get all of the snapshots and everything else, then this is the link you want to use. But only book here if you're at least ready to get your agency affiliated or do done for you. Obviously, we'll still go through all the details, but make sure you're in a position to do it if they all sound good. All right, guys. The link's there in the chat, and then if anybody misses it, y'all can just shoot me a text, and I'll text it right back over to you. Anybody else got any last questions? All right. Sounds good, fellas. Thank you all for coming. Good to see you, Lance.
Actually, when will this be up on YouTube so I can rewatch it, Rob?
It's already live right now.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It'll be there when I turn off.
All right, Rob. We'll talk to you later, man. Have a good day.
You too.